Weekend of autumn and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. Pushing his way through and beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Now we'll see what the right arm of Dak Prescott has in store as the Dallas Cowboys offense sets up shop.
And his stat line last week, that's not going to get him to the Pro Bowl. All right, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but they won. And so the bottom line for him is team won, managed the game effectively, led them to victory. He's doing all the right things.
Here we go.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game. Second down. But you look at this defense. They played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
And what I saw on film was nearly an unstoppable pass rush. They had 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries. So now do you just max protect on offense, keep everyone in, and run, 1 or 2 receiver routes to make sure your quarterback stays up? We'll soon find out.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 16 in the Dallas first down. Now a handoff up the middle. Lucas. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The numbers for him from a week ago. 18 carries, 79 yards.
They're coming off of back-to-back wins, and I think a lot of credit belongs to this guy right here because, to me, he's not only carried his weight, he's carried a few other guys along as well. He's helped draw defensive attention away from not just him, but open things up for his teammates too. So if this winning streak is going to continue to have some legs to it, he has to remain effective and put together another nice game.
Play fake. Here's Prescott. And this one is incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. Prescott to throw it. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Trent McDuffie with a pick. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. Not something you see very often from a quarterback of his caliber, an opening drive interception.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that even he's surprised at how that one played out. But we know this guy is not going to stop him from continuing to fire as this game goes along. Probably give a little nod of respect across the field for that one. And let him know he'll be back the very next series.
They try and run on first down, but this one going to lose a couple yards as they get him behind the line.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
19 tight, 19 tight. Go.
Looking to throw on second down. Gentry. This is caught inside the 15. And touchdown. Jalen Waddle with career touchdown number 126, the same number Jim Brown had during his 9-year career. And the Nighthawks use the early turn. Board first here in this one. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. Well, maybe that'll help him settle back into a groove after the interception on the first drive here, picking up the first to start drive number 2.
And it is just starting over, isn't it? Sometimes it's just how you have to do it. You have to erase things from your mind. Don't worry about what happened before, because over the course of the game, the good players, things turn out pretty well for them, and that's what he's trying to do here.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Now Prescott. Over the middle. That's caught by Metcalf. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
They'll run on first down. It's Lucas. He'll get this down to the 48-yard line. But you look at this defense. They played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
And the big difference in the game, their ability to force turnovers. Multiple, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, the big difference in the game.
It was impressive. Now the question, can they duplicate it? A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Lucas. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. From the red zone now, Prescott. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force.
Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. Picked off by J.C. Horn. And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that hit from turning into points for the other side.
Now they're going to get about 3 here out of this first down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. 2nd down, and they go back to Gibbs. And he'll take this one up to about the 23.
Well, I'd say we're well past the time that we're trying to work out the kinks of the season, aren't we? We're already into week 3, and he's looking really, really strong. Already he's won an AFC Player of the Week award.
Yeah, did that a week ago in week 2 with runs like that and then some. On 3rd and 2, Gentry. That is caught. He's going to have the first down and then some. And all the way in for the touchdown. Jalen Waddle with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Nighthawks have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The Dallas offense back out onto the field. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. A 2nd down throw for Prescott. Pressure comes, and down he goes. So both players combined for their team's first sack of the game. They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Prescott. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And the defense will get their hands on it. Going the other way. So they take over not only in enemy territory, but in the red zone at the 16-yard line. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Following the fumble recovery. Gentry. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Nighthawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, still in the 1st quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although, like you, I have my doubts, but they are firmly in control of this game.
Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 21-0. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the 1st as they kick this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
21-0 our score after 1. Started the 2nd quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
We're going to 54 wide in. What do you think?
Throwing. Prescott. And he can't escape, and down he goes. That's Gregory Rousseau getting in there to bring him down. He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. These sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough. Convert a 3rd and 18.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Prescott. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
They'll throw again. Prescott. He finds his man. Complete. That's Lucas. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 40. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Prescott. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
Touchdown, Cowboys! A great play there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Cowboys get a bit closer. That seemed like a much-needed touchdown after 21 unanswered points to start the game.
It's not often that you equate a football game to a golf tournament, but it's like you don't want to shoot yourself out of the tournament too early. So they needed that touchdown to make sure that they got an opportunity to not just get back into this game, but a chance to win it later if they continue to play well.
Extra point splits the uprights, and they'll cut the lead to 21-7. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
A nice burst there as they'll get about 7 that time on the first down run.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
On second down, here's Gibbs. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Let's go! Six the Eagles! 60 Eagles!
On 1st and 10, Gentry. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Offenses all over continue to be aggressive, and most people never turn down a shot at a deep ball. But oftentimes, it attracts a little bit of extra attention, and it did on that play, and that one got knocked away.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Open man downfield is Waddle. He's got it. Touchdown! Jalen Waddle with career touchdown number 128. He's now tied with Marvin Harrison for number 9 on the all-time list. And the Nighthawks have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Extra point forthcoming. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled it to 15. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And the ground game's been good, but they're losing here in the second quarter. Can they use that ground game maybe to work the air attack a little bit more?
I think so, because now you can throw play action off of being able to run the ball effectively. And oftentimes you might want to just swing your back out of the backfield, get the ball in his hands in open space, and just don't get totally away from running it, because some of these runs now, they may pop bigger as the game goes along.
Yeah, they've been good with the run so far. On second down now, it's Lucas trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Looks like a 9-yard loss. And it also brings up 4. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far, because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Now here's Michael Dixon. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Taking on the midfield logo. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Jalen Waddle, the speedster wide receiver, brings out this offense. He might be on his way to a record-setting performance. So good here. We're only in the second quarter.
And it's so interesting when we watch these types of days unfold for a receiver, because they need a quarterback to run it accurately, people to block for the quarterback, so many other variables. But, boy, he's getting it done, and in a big way. Right now, he wants to rock on every snap.
He's counting his yards in the hundreds, not the tens. Second down, and they go back to Gibbs. And he'll go down at the 28. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, I can spin this negatively as he just got back to the line of scrimmage. But when you really analyze it, he took away a big play for the defense, made it an uneventful run because he avoided a sack and didn't lose yardage.
Mustang 19.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Not too many missteps in the red zone thus far. He was going for his 5th touchdown pass. His man couldn't shake free there, but boy, you know he's going to take another shot before this one's over.
Yeah, exactly, because you know 3 is good, 4 is excellent. You get 5. That's a whale of a game. To throw on 3rd down, Gentry. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And the Cowboys are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, turnovers, obviously, Charles, always costly. But, man, when you throw those interceptions in the end zone like that, it really stings.
He tried to fit that one into his tight end, and I often use the expression NFL open, which means a tighter window. Down near the goal line, you really want him to be open. In this case, it cost him.
They're going to 53.
They'll set up to run the quarterback draw. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets them back now for second down.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
So still 14 yards to go, second down. Now Prescott. He finds his man, complete. It's Lucas. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. To throw is Prescott. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. And the return will stop right around the 25. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Jalen Waddle, the speedster wide receiver, brings out this offense. He's the star wide receiver, and he's doing his thing so far here into the second quarter.
And how you get distinguished as a star is each and every week performing to a high level no matter what they throw at you, because you're always wanting to take him out of the game if you're a defensive team. How do you press him, double him, triple him, all those things? But the best players show up each and every week, solid games and some spectacular ones.
And he has showed up time and time again.
But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
A 4-yard pickup on the play. First down, Nighthawks.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Ready.
Looking to throw. Gentry. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great effort there as the first half is winding down. And the Nighthawks will extend their lead here just before halftime.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. It's up and good, and they're in control now, 35-7. A drive there of just 4 plays. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. And I'm wondering if maybe they don't go away from him on this drive a little bit. He's been great, but they haven't scored a lot of points.
I think they still have to show him as a threat. Make sure he touches it a few times, but as you pointed out, use him as a decoy a little bit and get the ball in the hands of some other people in order to put more points on the board. But he's done a really nice job of establishing.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now. And how about that for just running out the clock? As they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Prescott now from the 50. He's got a man. That's Marshall. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. And now we'll get a late timeout. as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will do it for this first half. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA. But no break needed. Let's get back to it. Week 3, here we go with quarter 3. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Taking it about the 1. Oh, a good return up past the 30. Still going. One man to beat. And he will score. Touchdown.
It's all about taking words and bringing them to life. At halftime, I will guarantee you in their locker room, they talked about pressing the kicking game because you can get an advantage if you do it right, and they just did.
Now the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. And no doubt one of the most, if not the most exciting play we'll see in this game. The kick return all the way to the end zone for 6 points. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. Let's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one. Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Out of the gun, here's Prescott. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
There's a nice pickup right there. And after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Prescott now. Left side to Lamb. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Another big hitter there. A lot of ground left to make up, obviously. A lopsided contest, and we're already in the third quarter. And they won't get it all back in one play or one drive. That's cliche, but it's true, Charles. If they can just maybe get plays like that and get a little momentum built, they can get the scoreboard a little closer.
And can you add some blinders to the cliche, meaning keep these guys from looking at the scoreboard, because that doesn't help them at all right now. Their focus needs to be on finishing every drive with points and playing mistake-free football from here on out. It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Here we go, 47.
And again, it's Prescott. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Off the play fake, Prescott. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that.
This is intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the 3rd quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into a bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get.
Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. 13 yards and a 1st down, Cowboys.
And that's how you throw for a whole heap of yards in a game. You get efforts like that from your receivers. How about him laying out for that catch?
Yeah, excellent. Makes the quarterback look a whole lot better. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Here's Prescott. And this ball is caught by Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas. A 9-yard touchdown there. And the Cowboys take advantage of the field position on the turnover to cash in for 6. Point after, right down the middle. And that will cut this lead down to 25. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Dublin's offense now set to take over. Still comfortably on top, 3rd quarter as they start things here with a 1st and 10.
Panther 60, Panther 60.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
The defense thought they had that play covered, but it still got driven backward by those blockers. Those types of plays are a key part of any team's offensive game plan. It all starts up front in the trenches.
From the gun, Gibbs will get it. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 56 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. Going back to Gibbs on 1st down. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, Gentry. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. This is taken at about the 14. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Cowboys! Talk about flipping the script. That punt return 86 yards. And the Cowboys are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
You gotta be smarter than that, man. Come on.
And they'll accept that penalty.
So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Dublin's offense now set to take over. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. Drive starts with a run from Gibbs.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Okay,
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Ready?
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Fighting through, and he's got space. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That good for 19 and a 1st down. It may sound cliche, but those are the types of yards he can get you. He's such a bruising back.
He is, and typically with that type of a back, if he has any type of stamina, it shows up later in the ball game. Because trust me, guys get tired of running up and trying to tackle that big fella. It wears.
And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45.
But really, that was no surprise there. They've been running it well all game, and I know goals change all the time, but any team will take that type of run each and every time.
Check smash. Check smash.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Gentry. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Back now in Arlington as we are set to bring you the home stretch here, the 4th quarter. They bring their punter out there now. Remember, his first attempt was returned for a touchdown. And that one came close to hitting the big scoreboard up there as the fair catch is made inside the 20-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
Late in the game, he's certainly doing everything in his power to buy time for his guys to make a play. But in this case, he's surrounded, and all he has room to do is to get back to the line of scrimmage.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. For Marshall, that's complete. And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Oh, Prescott stripped. And this will be scooped up by the deep. And he's going to bring the fumble back for a touchdown. Second time he's lost a... more. It's returned for 6.
He's been under a lot of duress, hasn't he? Pressured, hurried, harassed the whole game.
Well, the offensive line not giving him a lot of help.
Not a lot of help, but the bottom line, he's got to take care of the football.
Now the try here for the point after. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 21. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
2nd down, Prescott. He finds his man, complete. It's Marshall. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
Prescott. Can't get away, and he's taken down.
Nolan Smith brings him down on the pass rush.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
Now here's Michael Dixon standing right on his own 5-yard line. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Let's take it inside his own 40. A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Jalen Waddle, the speedster wide receiver, brings out this offense.
This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him? Bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore, because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought.
Well, they start things off with a carry by Gibbs here.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
81 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Now that was an excellent run, and when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block, but the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've got to hit the jackpot there.
It's a 1st down on a gain of 10. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they are powering through, and they're controlling this game.
Come on.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Yeah, he did not want to go down there as he carries tacklers for a solid gain of 9.
I know you're trying to wring every yard out of a run, but I think 9 yards there is ideal in this situation.
Yeah, now next couple plays, you only need 1 yard. Keep that clock rolling with a lead here in the fourth.
Yeah, what you're saying is maybe if it takes you 1 or 2 more runs to get the first down, that's extra time, extra plays.
Let's go now.
Really hurts the team on defense.
Ball at the 8 here for second and a yard, maybe a touch less.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. His 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Nighthawks are closing in on a 3rd straight victory to start the campaign. So this has been a pretty strong start to the year for him on the ground, CD. It's just week 3. That's already 5 rushing touchdowns.
And you know he's got big grins on their faces besides the rest of the team. The strength and conditioning program, because he was awfully dedicated to what they put in front of him to get ready for this year. Got himself into terrific shape, and he's dominated here early on.
Extra point right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
24.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Dallas offense set for this next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game. And that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them, holding them under 200 today.
It's rare that a receiver of his caliber would drop 1 pass, but that's now 2 times he's had his mitts on one and lost it.
Yeah, and I don't think that they're going to lose confidence in him, though, because of the track record. Such a good player, maybe having a bad game, but I think they'll still go to him in a critical spot.
And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Throwing, Prescott. Left side here taken in by Metcalf. So the completion good for just 3. And it's 2nd down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Prescott yet again. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Here's Prescott. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Dallas. A 46-yard boot, but just 36 following a pretty decent return of 10 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. Jalen Waddle, the speedster wide receiver, brings out this offense. And now he's inching closer to a 200-yard game. He's been so solid.
And he's really denting the pride of the guys playing defense, too, because there's certain barriers that you just don't want to give up. Never want to give up a 100-yard rusher, a 100-yard receiver. He's closing in on 200 yards. Wow, that's a really big game.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll make it 2nd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's our visitors with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves them with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. Gibbs will try and pick it up. Oh, nice. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Gibbs on the toss left. And he's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage, but that's about it. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10. Gibbs straight ahead. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
He was brought down at the tackle.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Dubliners, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Dallas,